It wasn't acting anymore. Sam Heughan truly lost control after filming a brutal torture scene in Outlander. The Scottish actor shattered props, screamed, and stormed off the set in tears. Hollywood had never witnessed such a disturbingly real moment. According to witnesses, Sam Heughan, the golden face of the series, always calm, composed, and professional, suddenly erupted in fury after completing one of the most harrowing scenes ever filmed. The crash of splintering props echoed through the soundstage, leaving everyone frozen in disbelief. No one could comprehend what they were seeing. The polite, soft-spoken actor known for his restraint hurled a prop chair against the wall before leaving the set, his face flushed with rage. One crew member whispered, "That wasn't Jamie Fraser anymore, that was someone else entirely." Sources later revealed that the scene not only pushed Sam to his emotional limits but also unearthed long-buried personal pain. Some claimed he cried alone in the dressing room for 20 minutes, rejecting all comfort, and even threatened to quit the show. Within hours, the media exploded. Headlines screamed Sam Heughan's breakdown on set and the scene that broke Outlander's star. Yet the studio stayed eerily silent, fueling speculation. Was this a case of an actor going too deep into character, or a sign of something far darker behind the cameras? One thing was certain, from that day forward, Sam Heughan was never quite the same. That moment, when he smashed props after filming the infamous torture sequence, became the stuff of legend. No one could have imagined that behind Sam's serene demeanor, his charming smile and warm eyes, lived a storm powerful enough to shake the entire production. That day, after shooting the excruciating confrontation between Jamie and Black Jack Randall, the line between acting and reality vanished completely. The man who once said, "Every role takes a piece of my soul," lost control, screaming, breaking props, and turning the set into a whirlwind of agony and exhaustion. The scene may have been fiction, but the pain was real. In the story, Jamie Fraser is shattered in body and spirit. But no one expected Sam himself to descend so deep into that same darkness that even the director's shout of, "Cut," couldn't bring him back. For a moment, the set fell silent. Then came the sound, the violent crack of wood as he threw the chair. Everyone froze. Katrina Balfe, his closest co-star, approached him quietly without a word. According to insiders, Sam collapsed emotionally moments later. He left the set trembling, breath ragged, his hands shaking uncontrollably. He wasn't acting anymore, one crew member said. He was living Jamie's pain. He looked haunted, like someone who'd really been tortured. In the days leading up to the scene, Sam had secluded himself, avoiding small talk, skipping meals, studying trauma survivors, and forcing himself to feel what it meant to lose everything. In a past interview, he confessed, "I can't fake pain. If Jamie suffers, I have to suffer too." So when the cameras stopped, he was drenched in sweat, trembling, and something inside him just snapped. Production halted for 2 days while he recovered. The director cancelled scenes, stating simply, "Sam's not in a place to perform." That night, Katrina brought him tea and sat silently beside him, because there are no words for someone who's just walked through hell. When whispers of the meltdown reached the internet, the studio tried to bury the story. But Sam eventually addressed it himself. "Yes," he admitted, "I lost control. I'm sorry to the crew. But in that moment, I wasn't Sam. I was Jamie, trapped, broken, and screaming for air." His honesty moved millions. Fans understood that Jamie Fraser's vulnerability came from a painfully real place. Even Tobias Menzies, who played his tormentor, later said, "I've never seen anyone commit like Sam did. Looking into his eyes that day felt wrong, like I was hurting a real person." That scene forever changed Outlander. It was no longer just a romance, it became a story about the unbearable cost of survival. Afterward, Sam vanished into the Scottish Highlands for weeks, avoiding interviews and social media. A close friend said he didn't speak of Outlander once. When he returned, he quietly apologized to every crew member and insisted on finishing what he'd started. "We all understood," one technician said. "That breakdown was the price of truth." The shattered props, including a cracked wooden interrogation table, were never replaced. The team decided to keep them as part of the set, a haunting symbol of authenticity. Sam later said, "That table reminds me of the moment I stopped pretending. From that point on, New wellness rules were established on set, including hiring a licensed therapist for emotionally intense scenes, a change Sam personally requested. "We always talk about the glamour of acting," he said later, "but rarely about the darkness you walk through to reach it." Over the following seasons, he learned to protect himself. He created rituals to leave Jamie behind at the end of each day. "I used to take him home with me every night," he admitted. "Now, I leave him on set." Still, there was a lingering sadness in his eyes when he added, "Losing control isn't something I fear anymore. It's the cost of being honest." Katrina Balfe later told Vanity Fair, "That day changed how I saw him. Sam isn't just an actor, he's a warrior for truth. I saw him break apart and rebuild himself." Fans flooded social media with support, one writing, "We don't want your apology, Sam. That moment made Jamie real." Even the director, Merton Hussein, reflected years later, "There was one day when the energy in that room went beyond control. It gave us something only Sam could give, something terrifyingly real." Since then, Sam Heughan has been celebrated not just for his looks or charm but for his willingness to walk through emotional fire. On Instagram, he once wrote, "Art isn't always beautiful. Sometimes it hurts. That's how you know it's real." The post went viral, earning him the nickname, the Soul Actor. Even now, Sam admits he still can't watch that torture scene in full. "I hear myself screaming," he said softly, "and I have to turn it off. It's too real, too close." Yet he also says it taught him empathy. "Weakness isn't failure. It's how we learn compassion." His breakdown became more than a scandal. It became a legend, the moment Outlander transcended fiction and captured something achingly human. Because Sam Heughan didn't just play Jamie Fraser. He became him, bled for him, and in one devastating instant, shattered the barrier between art and reality. Years later, when a fan asked, "Do you regret it?" Sam smiled. "No," he said quietly. "Maybe I wouldn't throw the chair again, but I'd still feel it. Because that's who I am." What began as a moment of fury became something far greater, a testament to the truth behind the performance. Between Jamie Fraser's agony and Sam Heughan's soul, Outlander found something eternal, the fragile humanity that turns pain into art, and art into immortality.